What's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to another day here at the MC Parks, your one-to-one recreation of Walt Disney World. And today we're going to be taking a look at attractions, once again, that are on their way out. And I'd like to document this attraction before it officially closes and becomes extinct. Which, if you understand anything about the Dinosaur attraction, it's quite fitting that this attraction, which is all about extinction and dinosaurs, will finally be meeting its demise as its own extinct attraction. So today, Dinosaur, which opened under the Michael Eisner era, and we just the other day, if you have watched that video, we talked about Rock and Roller Coaster and how this was during a period of time where Disney wanted more thrilling attractions. This was an opening day attraction for Disney's Animal Kingdom, which was April 22nd of 1998. And Disney had a decision to make. The backstory for Dinosaur and this entire dinosaur area, you have to go back to Disney was down to two areas that they were going to decide. One was going to be built later as another expansion land, and the other land was going to be built on opening day. And they decided to go with Dinosaur and Dinosaur Land and opening this whole area with the park on opening day. And they decided to do that because Dinosaur was going to have its own movie, which would be coming out in the same year. Excuse me. They were going to have a movie that came out, Dinosaur. But what's really interesting is when this attraction opened in 1998, it wasn't actually called Dinosaur. You see, Disney, when they opened this attraction, the attraction was called Countdown to Extinction. And Countdown to Extinction was a very similar attraction to what we have today, but there were some slight differences. The music was a little bit more intense, a little bit louder, and the attraction was actually a little bit scarier than the attraction we have today. They actually tamed and tempered some of the elements of the attraction to make it more family friendly, as a lot of people are saying this attraction was too scary, especially for a younger audience. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, where we looked at attractions like Rock and Roller Coaster and things like that. This attraction very much encapsulates that thrilling era of Disney where they were adding Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, Alien, and of course an attraction like this, which was, in fact, Dinosaur. And the queue here is incredible. The music for this queue, this whole area, is just spectacular. This attraction, when I found out it was closing, this was my favorite attraction in Disney's Animal Kingdom. And I would tell you, if it weren't for Muppet Vision 3D, probably my favorite attraction in Walt Disney World. This is one that really is close to the best. I've had so many good memories on this attraction with my family, and this is definitely a nostalgia trip. And you look at just this whole part of the attraction, you've got like birds and fish and all these interesting kind of like museum artifacts, sort of. And of course you've got the dinosaur in here, which they did a really great job of recreating this here in the attraction. Absolutely spectacular. This is fantastic. Incredible. I love this. This is so good. So you've got the Dino Institute, right? And you've got the pre-show, which you come into here, you meet Dr. Seeker, and how we're going to be going back to the Cretaceous period, the end of the Cretaceous period, to pick up a specific dinosaur, which is the iguanodon, which was in the movie Dinosaur. And then obviously to the underground research facility. So this is where you go down into here. You've got the piping, which, if you understand the significance, the red, yellow, and white, fun fact, are actually ketchup, mustard, and mayo. And you may be wondering, the Diamond Lion, why would Disney have that? Well, for a very long time, this attraction was actually sponsored by McDonald's, and it was kind of a Easter egg for McDonald's, right? Because of course on their hamburgers and things like that, you've got ketchup, mustard, and mayo, and they had the chemical concoction, or whatever you want to call that, for those different ketchup, mayo, and mustard materials on the piping. They had the chemical formula for that. Over here, you come down, and this is how you get to your time rover, and this is what the time rovers look like. So you obviously go into your little EMV ride vehicle, and this is an attraction that, like I said, pretty scary attraction. In all honesty, a lot of younger children probably wouldn't do too well on this ride. It gets very loud. It's a very dark. You want to talk about a dark ride? This is one of the quintessential examples of a dark ride, and this is the part where you're in your security station, and this is where Dr. Seeker's going to send us back to the end of the Cretaceous period. And what makes this even more thrilling is part of the reason that during this, it's kind of a secret. Dr. Seeker is coming up with this idea, but the research facility thinks that the reason they're going back in time, they're going to go to a much earlier period in the Cretaceous before the asteroids. But when Dr. Seeker changes this to get closer to the Iguanodon time frame, it puts us in great danger, because this is right before the meteor strikes and basically takes out all the dinosaurs in existence. This is right before that period. But the interesting thing is, not only is that the period of right before the asteroids, but this is also where we meet our dinosaur friend, which is not too much of our friend, the T-Rex. This is where we meet the Carnotaurus, which is obviously the famous dinosaur, the T-Rex, in this attraction. And there's some really interesting elements in this attraction. You obviously have the Styracosaurus, which we meet. We've got the I forgot what his name is, but that's the long neck one. You've got the pterodactyls, things like that. You've got the asteroids coming to hit us. So you got the pterodactyls flying over us right there. I don't remember what this part was exactly. This is where you're in the thunderstorm, and this is where you've got the Carnotaurus running after us, which that was really, you have the T-Rex running right alongside you. Like, how crazy is that? Like, those are the things in this attraction that Disney really did a good job with and did it right. Just some of the elements in this attraction are incredible. And, it was a scary attraction for all intents and purposes. And, the way Disney kind of went about it, this was always a thrilling attraction. And like I said, you got the car that's bumping around back and forth and things like that. But really, the main thing that's kind of interesting with this is the same ride layout and track as the Indiana Jones adventure in Disneyland, which is kind of always been seen as the better attraction. And I think what's nice is Disney is adding an Indiana Jones attraction to replace this ride, but it's not going to be the exact same Legend of the Forbidden Eye. It's not going to be the exact same attraction, which I think is a win. I think really we need to see different attractions in the different parks. So I think it's a win that Disney isn't just taking an exact clone of the one in Disneyland and putting it here. Because that would be the lazy, cheap, super easy thing to do. I'm glad that they decided to not do that. Do they have other ones? Which one should we get? should probably get the Aladar. So there you go. Now we've got ourselves a little Aladar. Let's go get that dino. And there's so many great little things from this ride. Of course, you guys probably know the part at the end of the attraction when Dr. Seeker is saying, "We're not gonna make it, we're not gonna make it." And then, of course, you go into your little oven toaster thing that sends you back to the current time period, and then you make it, and he says, "You made it, I knew you would." You know, little things like that, that I hate to say it, like Disney today doesn't really do. And when they do things like that, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, and they kind of like try to throw old Horizons references and stuff like that, it always comes across kind of cringy. And it's not really, it's cheesy, but it's not the, like, the funny cheesy. Like, it's kind of, it makes you cringe cheesy. And I think when you have the things like this, it comes across a lot better and is better executed. I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion, but I think a lot of people will probably agree with that. But I'd love to know what you guys think. And are you excited to see the new version of what's going to come into this whole area? Because you're replacing a dark ride with a dark ride. It's going to be a lot different of a theme over here. Obviously, it's going to be themed to South America and all that stuff. But this whole Cretaceous trail where you've got the dinosaurs in this area back here, it's all kind of, I hate to say it, kind of just like filler space. And it's not because it's not good. I think I would recommend everybody go to that Cretaceous trail and see all the different dinosaurs and things like that. But in 2024, going into 2025 now, it's just not something people do anymore. People don't go back here and look for the little details. People are so busy with their lightning lane and their fast pass and everything else that they kind of forget to just, they don't just go and look at the little details anymore. And I think it's kind of a sad thing that this whole show building, I definitely shouldn't be back here. Guys, don't come back here. It's just something that people don't really do anymore. And you look at, you know, I put this up with the Stage 1 company store, which is where the end of Muppet Vision is, the Muppets area. I would say this store is right there with that. I would say some of the best theming in Walt Disney World is in this store. It's that cheap roadside attractions type of layout. It just works with the area. And I know a lot of people don't like that kitschy, you know, carnival theme area here, but it works. And it's not the best theming, and it's not the best idea, but it works. And I think Dinosaur, when it closes in 2025, whenever it closes, is definitely going to be a missed attraction that someone like myself and a lot of other people, you know, I think what's sad too is similar to Splash Mountain, like this attraction is going to go out on kind of its last legs. This attraction, anytime you go on it, it's very unpredictable whether the animatronics even work. A lot of the animatronics have already been shut off or turned off in this attraction because they already have broken to the point where Disney's just like, we're not going to replace it or fix it because it's closing. So I will say that's one of the things too that's definitely frustrating, is Disney kind of just letting this break to the point where we're just going to replace it now. But like I said, I'd love to know what you guys think. What do you guys think of Dinosaur? Are you going to be sad that it's closing? Are you happy that it's closing? Do you like the whole Dino Institute theming in this area? Let me know all your thoughts down below. As always, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys again next time.